inquiries into the matter. Their findings will be made.
Well, finally, the president has spoken, but the Gambian public, especially those in the diaspora, are not the least impressed. The president was expected to say a lot of issues, but he failed to address or convince Gambians who are in the US, most especially. I'm Adama Barrow. Welcome to this reflection on the president's Wednesday address, which was highly anticipated, but dashed the hopes of many Gambians. Now the question remains, what next? Where do we go from here?
Disclosures by the Ministry of Justice confirm, however, that certain transactions, which include the sale of livestock, tractors, vehicles, and other valuables, were conducted during the active proceedings of the Commission. Upon learning the details of those sales, some for the first time, I convened an urgent cabinet meeting on Tuesday, 13 May 2025, to address the matter. My initial reaction would have been to establish an independent investigative panel to get to the bottom of every aspect of the sales.
Virtually, a lot of people think the president's speech was really empty. It failed to convince a lot of people about the hardcore issues that have rocked the country for the past few days. Now, the president to come short of the expectation is something that a lot of people are finding it difficult to process. What do you make of the president's statement Wednesday?
Thank you, Ibrahima. Well, actually, in my own opinion, I don't think it was even necessary for the president to go to the TV and to make such a broadcast, because as you said, everybody was anticipating what he was coming to say when he, assured the people that he was going to address the nation on this issue of the former president's assets. But if you listen to his speech, it was virtually, there was nothing new, absolutely nothing new. We have had this over and over and over, promising, to put out the list and, and all those things. So I didn't see anything new. Absolutely, there was no need for him to go to the TV. Probably they could have just issued a press release to indicate that, this is what they're going to do. Because as I said, we have had this over and over. And there is absolutely nothing new as far as I'm concerned.
So where do we go from here in terms of the expectation of the general public and the youths too? What were you expecting in your mind, like a day like today, that in his address? What were your expectations?
Yeah, I expected at least more details as to how they are going to go about it. But it's not just a question of, the National Assembly has set up an investigation committee, and the auditor has also done that. But what has the government done? Virtually nothing so far. They're just sitting down waiting for probably these two institutions to bring in their reports. But again, how long is it? He has not even given a timeline as to when this is going to happen. Because that's the dangerous part of it. If the people are not given a timeline, probably they can become a bit uneasy, with just the promise. I think what he should have done was at least to give a timeline as to how long he expects this thing to last. Because, usually this kind of inquiries, they last forever. The National Assembly probably will take months and months before they would even make a report, and they submit their report to the National Assembly, where it is debated before they pass it on to the executive. It's going to take ages. And I can assure you that, the people are so much in a haste to get, to the bottom of this issue, that it is dangerous to, just leave it lingering like that. I think he should have given a timeline.
Yeah, first of all, I'll congratulate him for mustering the courage to come on air and talk to Gambians. Even whereas he fell short of my expectations, But I think the fact that he came out to address the nation shows the importance of the topic that of discussion that is currently in hand in the Gambia. That is with regards to the sales of ex-President Yahya Jammeh's properties. Yeah, first of all, like I said, he fell short of it because I was expecting something, a longer discussion, at least to give us a brief or an elaborative synopsis of what actually happened, how it happened, and why we arrived at this position. He didn't give that. So all that he did was, I think, he just wanted to calm nerves, calm the tension, because we've seen the people that took up, rise up to demonstrate against the sale of the properties. So I think he just wanted to calm the situation of Gambians. But definitely he could have gone beyond that. Like explaining exactly what happened, how it happened, and why we came here. And then promising people to take off actions against it. Also, he didn't give a timeline. I think it's very important to note that he should have mentioned at least some reasonable time frame that definitely people would have expected results to come out of it. And then also to indicate or highlight what repercussions would have been taken against people who were found wanted. But nonetheless, I think I'll give him some points for definitely coming out, like I said in the beginning. But there's more to be, to be uncovered here. Let's see and wait and see what will happen after the investigation happens. Yes, so definitely we're looking forward to something positive coming out of this issue, not just to brush it aside and give people who promise that, yes, we're going to work on it. Because like I said in my earlier writing, there are a lot of issues that have been happening that he just brushed aside. Up till today, we didn't get response or results from that. So I hope this one is also not like that. Definitely, yeah.
What next do you think is going to happen now? The anxious public, what do you expect them to do now?
Well, I expect probably the public would be, patient for a while, but it is not going to be forever. I can assure you, these young people are very, very impatient. So until the government comes out very, very clearly and give a timeline as to when they can expect these reports to come out, then anything can happen in the meantime. So I think the people will be a bit patient, and I advise people to be patient and give them time. But it's not definitely going to last forever, I'm sure.
I have always prioritized acting in collaboration with the National Assembly and the National Audit Office, both of which are already conducting inquiries into the matter. Their findings will be made public, and my government will enforce their recommendations to address the shortcomings discovered and hold accountable any individual or entity found culpable.